No one is underestimating the threat posed by Hurricane Milton as the powerful storm approaches for a direct hit on Tampa Bay. Now, heavy rain is already lashing parts of Florida's coastal cities, just the beginning of miserable conditions, like this tornado that apparently touched down in Clewiston. And this is the view from space on the power of the storm as it churns away in the sky high above Florida. CTV's Joy Malbin now in the preps and warnings as residents flee the ferocious Hurricane Joy.
Sandy, the entire state of Florida is on high alert as Hurricane Milton closes in on Florida. Heavy rain, wind, and a swath of tornadoes are touching down in the south as this massive storm begins to batter parts of Florida. The warnings could not be more stark.
There is high confidence that this hurricane is going to pack a major punch and do an awful lot of damage.
Nearly 6 million people ordered to evacuate, scrambling to get out and running into gas shortages.
I've been here for 38 years and never had one that forced us to do this. This is the only place that has fuel.
Hurricane Milton, one of the strongest Atlantic storms ever recorded and possibly the most destructive. The power of it felt by these hurricane hunters flying into the eye of the storm to measure its intensity. The Gulf Coast, the Tampa Bay region in the bullseye, bracing for a storm surge, a wall of water as high as 5 meters, along with punishing winds and flash flooding.
This is the storm of the century. We haven't had this potential impact in over 100 years.
They can't say it enough. Officials warning anyone staying behind, find shelter, hunker down. You're on your own.
Write your name on your arm so we can identify you. We're all talking the same way. Get out of these areas because we can replace your home. We can't replace your life.
And it's not just the hurricane. The White House is battling a storm of dangerous misinformation and crazy conspiracies about federal disaster aid.
Former President Trump has led the onslaught of lies. Assertions have been made that property is being confiscated. That's simply not true. They're saying the money is needed for this crisis is being diverted to migrants. What a ridiculous thing to say.
This storm is not to be trifled with, and time is running out. Officials now warning residents in the storm zone to shelter in place. Some counties issuing curfews as conditions get worse. Sandy?
Okay, Joy, thank you. Now let's check in again with CTV meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell. And Kaylin, give us a breakdown of Milton's movements as the storm begins to unleash its power.
Thank you, Sandy. Hurricane Milton has increased in size and speed towards the northeast today, now moving at near 26 kilometers per hour. The tropical storm force and hurricane force winds are now covering a larger area, expanding out from the center of the storm. And that means that as western Florida continues through their evening and night, they're going to be getting into those stronger winds long before landfall actually takes place. Now, the very strongest of the hurricane force winds will occur around and just to the south of the landfall point, which is looking more and more likely like it is going to be closer to, say, Sarasota or Venice than to the city of Tampa. That landfall expected to take place late this evening or near midnight. Could be between 10 p.m. and near midnight local time in that part of Florida. There'll also be the risk of a storm surge still to areas between Tampa and all the way down towards Boca Grande, and heavy rain from Tampa to Orlando and areas just to the north. Could be as much as 150 to 400 millimeters. Sandy.
Okay, Kaylin, thank you.